Tell me, vibe. What are we going to talk about? Oi,
Oi, oi.
that means today.
Today. Oi. Wait,
Yeah.
today. Now you're throwing me off now.
Oi.
Oi, on Keep with the Geek Bros podcast episode, Kathleen Kennedy special. We've got Star Wars boss Kathleen Kennedy planning to exit Lucasfilm at the end of 2025. Deadline reports Kathleen Kennedy says she's not retiring. And open mic,
Open mic.
is Star Wars dead or can it be saved? All this and more, only this and more, on this week's episode. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the Geek Bros.
Oi! Yes, yes! Keep with the Geek Bros
DCC.
podcast. I'm Vibe, with me is Man, and some kind of family podcast, allegedly, or something. We're the hosts. Some junk like that. It's the only thing threw me the fuck off. It did. It threw me completely off.
You know what
All
threw me
right.
off?
What?
The title of this, the outline.
Yeah.
It
But
says,
yeah.
it's an episode KK. I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's because I don't want to type the whole thing, and I just realized is that I did a while you were talking, I did a screen video, and I realized now it's gonna say KK special as I post that. It's gonna look, if you don't understand, but Kathleen Kennedy special. Not that she deserves a special, but I just
no.
find the whole little thing that happened last week really really funny, funny enough to get us on a quick podcast to show you that the brand isn't completely dead. It's
Yeah, now that you're home.
True, but I mean, it's not like you didn't try and reach out when I was gone. I had time. I was doing my masters and working out there. I could have podcasted out there. I had a laptop. All right, so uh carry on.
Oh, sorry, that was hot coffee. So,
Hot
what's
hot
going
hot
on with
goss. Hot goss.
hot tea? What's going on with us as the Geek Bros?
Not a thing. Still not a hot darn thing. But good news is that we let me bring it back. You guys know that as this brand we've had difficulties. For the post-production side, it's been me with my computer. It's just not doing it. It's not happening. That's going to be rectified next week after I come back from California. I will be upgrading to the M4, the newest Mac Studio that they got coming out. Nothing crazy, just the basic M4, but it's going to be better than my overheating trash can that I have here right now. That is going to be good. So then what does that mean? It means that I will now have no excuse but to edit the long lost episodes, anything that's behind. I'm just going to throw them out there as we prepare to get back into the group, just get back into it. What about you and your scheduling conflicts? Has anything changed with that? Is there anything that you look forward to? You said when I before I left that things were gonna look up and up when I got back, and things don't sound up and up now that I'm back. Mind you, guys, I've
Not
been
yet.
gone. I've been gone for the in Southeast Asia for about 2 months, so I just got back into town.
Yeah, he's been out there playing with all the lady boys. It's been fun. You should watch the pictures and the
Wasn't
videos.
wasn't Lady
Um,
Boys. Only one was a confirmed Lady Boy.
aha, confirmed. So that
Uh-huh.
means you don't know.
Well, I mean, some of them are really attractive. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Some of those lady boys, I'm not up, on that level yet. I don't think I'll ever be on that level, but hot damn. Could
Listen,
you not know if they didn't tell you?
I'm not kink shaming your game, bro. I'm just,
No.
I'm
No
concerned for
kink,
you.
no kink here. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready for that yet.
As far
But
as
yeah, back to
my
you.
as far as my scheduling is concerned, I have an available area to do a studio type hookup situation, so I'll be able to access that more at the house.
Mhm.
Um, so that's pretty much all I got. So I'll be able to be a little bit more available. Um, And yeah, so we can get this thing going because we gotta we vowed to start this year off good and we didn't. So
But we're still consistent, consistently inconsistent, and that's what you guys love. All probably like two or three of you that are left now. Man, we used to hit like thousands of listens to this. Now it's probably like single digits now.
hey,
You
but
guys
at
even
least the page gets a lot of hits. I mean, IG's been on fire. We've hit another set of record numbers these past couple of months, which
Oh, I
has
don't know.
been
I'm not following that. Maybe you should tell us what the numbers are so we know that we're alive. All right. So, gents, what are you geeking about this week?
this week. Um, so yesterday, March 7th, on the Switch, yeah,
Of the
the sw
Switch?
on the Switch, which by the way, we have to do. I mean, I know it's like late in the game or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but April 2nd, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
One, two, yeah. Nintendo's doing a one of their little showcases for the Switch 2. So
Oh, the Switch 2, right.
we should do something before for all the information that they've put out already, and then obviously after the showcase.
That's totally up to
Um,
you, sir. So when
Listen, I'm trying my best here. But anyways,
but
yesterday, March 7th, um, this is just me as a what do you call it?
as a human
Nostalgic,
being, as a
what?
nostalgia critic.
As the nostalgia video gamer. Um, Nintendo has a couple of new updates as far as in game inclusions. They included Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong from Game Boy, and Mario's Picross, which is like Minesweeper, but
Wasn't the
Mario.
original Donkey Kong from Game Boy just like the with this with um him throwing rocks or hammers at Mario?
No, he's throwing barrels,
All right, Mario, sorry.
and
So that wasn't Donkey Kong, right? That was just called something else.
no, it's called Donkey Kong.
Oh, it is? I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah. So I'm geeking about that because that's like a nostalgia.
Isn't in lore that the old ape in Donkey Kong Country is the Donkey Kong that was throwing the barrels at Mario? Isn't that the lore? Because the new
Yes,
Donkey Kong, who's the hero, wasn't the same one.
yes,
I
that's
understood
the
that
same
was the
one.
lore.
It's the same one because he's got the same DK tie and everything.
What do you mean?
He's got the tie.
Who the old the grandpa Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong
Oh,
Country?
you mean Cranky Kong?
Cranky Kong.
I don't.
That's what I understand. My understanding of the lore is that Cranky Kong, it was the Donkey Kong that was throwing barrels canonically at Mario because the Donkey Kong of Donkey Kong Country, who's now the hero, was not the same Donkey Kong.
Well, that would be an interesting factor because Cranky Kong got super old and Mario never aged.
True.
So
Mario
how
doesn't
long
age.
Mario's having?
You got the mushrooms, son, the mushrooms. All right, that's cool. Me, I've been geeking out on Sakamoto Days, on is it anime on Netflix. Basically, it's just Rurouni Kenshin meets Kim's Convenience. I freaking love it. It's really really cool. So it's once the greatest hitman of all time, Taro Sakamoto, retired in the name of love, but when his past catches up with him, he must fight to protect his beloved family. Literally, he fights. He was a hitman, much like Rurouni Kenshin was a Batosai. Stops, meets a new people, is happy, and now his past catches up to him, and he has to fight them non-lethally. It's very interesting, and I like it. I like it because I really enjoyed Rurouni Kenshin. So that's what I'm geeking out about. That, and of course, the Newsroom. I'm rewatching the Newsroom on HBO Max because I love the Newsroom. I love cerebral drama. Something you don't know. All
I
right.
what? What?
Yeah, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries.
I
All right,
mean,
well,
there's a ton of new shows and series that are coming out
I
as
mean, I
well.
mean, I before you hit me up and say let's record, I'm literally 3 minutes into Daredevil Born Again, and I love the first 3 minutes. I'm 3 minutes
Really,
into it. Yeah,
I haven't even begun starting to watch that. I did want to. I just finished watching season
Echo.
4 of the Umbrella Academy.
Oh man, oof. I would love, you know what? Don't. I would love you to put that on the thing, review that because I tuned out after season 2. I don't think I
Yeah,
even finished season 3, and I heard season 4 was just a train wreck. It was
it
terrible.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
so yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
Like when it ended, I was like, I felt like I didn't realize I binged watched it. I was like, it's over already. I felt like I just watched two episodes. Like trash,
Wow, that's
trash.
awful. And it's funny because season one was so good,
Mm-hmm.
so good. But okay, all right. Well, we'll talk about that and do what we got to do. So look, without further ado, episode Kathleen Kennedy special or KK, two Ks starts now. But first, subscribe to our podcast, leave a review, and share it with your family and friends. It's the right thing to do. All right, we're gonna jump right into it. So, because I put it all under me, secure for your common day. Boom.
Boom.
So, Variety uh and the Hollywood Reporter both reported last week that Kathleen Kennedy was expected to retire this year. So,
Okay.
just briefly, so Variety, she intends to retire after her current contract ends, according to a source with knowledge of her plans. A separate source close to Kathleen Kennedy, however, dismissed the initial report, um, saying it's by Puck as pure speculation. So Kennedy joined, unfortunately, Lucasfilm on 2012 as the co-chair alongside of Star's creator George Lucas. Shortly afterwards, Lucas exited after Disney acquired the company for $4 billion, and she was elevated to president. And I want to remind you guys all, as much as Kathleen Kennedy really is just disgusting when it comes to Lucasfilm, George Lucas appointed her. He did. He appointed her. He thought she was. Can you imagine thinking that you appoint somebody they're gonna do you right, and they do you dirty and do your entire franchise dirty, you do your entire baby dirty? I can't imagine it. I can't imagine something like that happening. You know, like I would pay anything. I'd give all the money. I'd stop traveling to be a fly on the wall, or just to get into Lucas's mind once and say, you know, what is he thinking? Because it's his fault. He sold it to Disney and he appointed Kathleen Kennedy. What lies did she say to him? Even in that interview where she says, I'm here to protect the characters the legacy, the way you had them. Like she said that on camera to his face.
She made a bunch of
And
promises that
yeah,
she was gonna stay true to
yeah.
the storyline, to everything, and boop, no, she didn't.
It's
Horrible.
terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But these reports went through. So, they credited her with reviving Star Wars, but, whatever. Um,
I was happy as hell
However,
when I
her
heard
future with the
about the
company behind
retirement.
Star Wars has been a source of speculation over the years. The Force Awakens remains the highest grossing film in domestic box office history with 93 million and 93 million domestically and 2 billion globally. But the tirade of Skywalker-centric blockbusters experienced diminishing returns. Rise of the Skywalker capped off the trilogy in 2019 with a still impressive 1 billion, but that was half as much as The Force Awakens earned a few years earlier. That may not have been a big deal, but it came a year after the financial failure that was Star Wars, a solo story. Star Wars, a solo story. Solo, a Star Wars, a solo story. Solo, a Star Wars story, which became the first Star Wars movie to lose money. That bombed at the box office. So, and then of course she oversaw Indiana Jones, which didn't do very well,
Nope.
Dial of Destiny, and I mean, sure, there was a Mandalorian, but how much was she really involved in it? And when she was involved in it, how much did she like ruin it in a way? So it brings me to the box office itself. Episode 7 made 2 billion worldwide. Okay. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, made over a billion worldwide. Um, Star Wars Episode 7, which is like the crossroads, the Last Jedi, that made just over a billion, only 332 million more than Solo: A Star Wars Story. This is the second movie here, and then of course Solo made only 392 million worldwide, by the way, which was absolutely nothing. And you already heard it was less. It was just over a billion. The problem though is that you lost half your audience and half your revenue by the end. When in reality, it's supposed to go up. So can you imagine if Endgame or Infinity War made half amount of money that the original Avengers assembled made? Could you imagine?
Well,
How is she still?
now the issue with that is that they've lost a lot of their audience as well because all of the Marvel movies have been bombing
Well, we're
since
not
then.
we're not we're not gonna we're gonna leave phase 4 and 5 alone. that hot mess, that hot goss
The
mess, okay?
dumpster fire.
That dumpster fire that is that. But after the bomb of Solon and after the diminishing returns of um what was it called? Skywalker Awakens,
The Skywalker.
Skywalker Rises, whatever. Um then they just threw Star Wars in onto Disney Plus. They just threw it on there. Kind of like relegating it to direct to DVD kind of stuff. The only thing in my opinion. And the only thing that has any critical acclaim was Andor, which season two is coming out. Can't wait for that shit. It's gonna be great.
Hmm.
But I
That's the
mean,
only thing that came out of that. Anything
right.
that was good.
Except for, of course,
Mandalorian season
Mandalorian
one.
season one and
Season
two,
one. Yeah, two was
and
okay.
two. Three
And and
ruined it.
and was it Mandalorian? Was it 2.5?
Oh, those
When
two
he
episodes in Boba Fett? Yeah, that was
yeah.
hot. That was hot. That was hot. And then the Mandalorian mini arc, that was hot. But and it's funny because I said the only one was Andor because season three was so bad, it's completely erased the Mandalorian off my mind, saying that was something that was originally initially positive.
Get
Skeleton
ready
Crew
for
wasn't
the
that bad, but
really because I still haven't gotten through
you,
the first
you're not
episode.
gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. I know you're not gonna like it because it's got the same vibe as Miss Marvel, and I love Miss
Yeah.
Marvel, and you hate Miss
See,
Marvel.
that's exactly why I didn't finish watching the first episode.
You said you're the one who instituted
I
the
know.
three
I
episode.
listen.
Okay,
I started watching the first episode, and then I had to go to work and do be an adult. And then I
I'm a
just
kid at heart.
when I tried going back to it, I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it's
don't.
just like I
See,
can't
I'm a
do it.
kid at heart. I'm a kid at heart. So I love those like Spider-Man Homecoming, the high school drama kind of stuff, the little kids adventures. I'm a kid at heart. I love that stuff holds a place in my heart. I don't know. I love those kind of stories. Yeah,
Did you watch the
yeah.
new Spider-Man series?
No, not yet. Not yet. Only because the race swapping and stuff, it drives me nuts. It turns me off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's unnecessary. But I will watch it. I will definitely check it out. But
Listen,
I
I
love it.
know I know our commander in chief has killed DEI, but it is very important to be inclusive. Okay.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is absolutely important. Just shove it down your throat. Sometimes you have to force behaviors. Who said that? Was it the head of Disney? What's his name? He said sometimes
Hitler?
you have
What?
to that too. Listen, propaganda and PR, public relations are this just they're like this close.
Mhm.
They're like cousins or probably stepsisters or whatever. I don't know. Anywho, and then of course the final one of the nails in the coffin was the Disney Star Wars Galactic Cruiser Hotel. That absolute failure. It was an immersive experience that opened in
Oh,
March 2022 and it closed in September 2023. It
I completely forgot
opened
about that.
in March 2022 and
And
it
closed.
closed a year and a half later in September 23. The hotel is now being converted. It's being converted into office space. The hotel is now I mean, repurposed. It's being converted into an office space for Walt Disney Imagineering.
You know what? You
Wow.
know what? We can say that the good thing that came out of that, she created jobs.
She did create jobs,
She created
temporarily at least.
jobs.
The
Well,
hotel
no, because
closed
now there's
only.
office spaces.
True. Well, no, they're just relocating people. My company right now, they created they got another office. They didn't create jobs. They're just relocating people. So the hotel closed after only a year and a half. Some say the hotel was too expensive. Some say. Do you remember those prices?
Yeah.
Do you remember those prices? Let me just right now. It costs more to stay there with a family than it did for me to go off to the Philippines twice. Twice. I didn't spend that kind of money going to the Philippines twice. All right. Some say it was too expensive, and that Galaxy's Edge at Disney Hollywood Studios was the less expensive option. And yeah, it was a hot mess. So these are the things. This is the legacy of Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, let me not get started on the Acolyte and how that just and mind you, the Acolyte wasn't that bad. I didn't think
Yes,
it
it
was that
was.
bad. It wasn't good,
It
you
it was
know.
it was bad.
It
It
wasn't that
was
bad. It wasn't that
it.
bad.
Listen,
I
the
think
the
Obi-Wan
reason
was worse.
Obi-Wan was worse, but Acolyte was bad because it was shitty acting, uh,
Yes.
uh, and then the story was too rushed because it made no sense. It started off saying, "Oh, um, this individual, did a crime. Oh, but it wasn't me. It was my twin sister. Oh, you got a
Mhm.
twin sister? Prove it. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Then the backstory happens, and then all of a sudden, the good twin becomes the bad twin, joins what's his face? The acolyte, and then it ended. So to me, that was just it was
Well, you
horribly done.
forgot you saw the back of Yoda's head, and you saw just a kiss, just a kiss of what's it called?
I don't know.
What is his name? Damn it, what's his name?
Ooh,
I forget his name. The Sith Lord.
Sidious? No,
No, you
it
didn't
wasn't
see
Sidious.
Sidious.
No, Sidious is Pelagius.
Plagueis. Yes, you saw just a
Plagueis.
hint. Just a hint of Plagueis. So, I mean, like, I don't know what to
But
tell
then,
you. I mean, it was there,
but then
but you
immediately
can't
after that, it
say
was canceled.
you can't say immediately afterwards. Immediately, they
Immediately.
they Swamp Thing that motherfucker
I laughed when I heard that shit.
immediately canceled it. Immediately, it's
I
great.
just finished watching it. I was like, oh, let's see when season two starts. Canceled. Oh, okay, never mind. That's great. Some of these comments about Kathleen Kennedy are pretty funny.
Oh, read the comments.
This one says, "Gonna stay positive today. Without Darth Kennedy, we would never have gotten South Park's Pandaverse."
You know, I never saw that.
I didn't either, but
I
it's funny.
never saw that. I need to see that. I
Um,
need to watch that.
what does this one say? And the hope of the galaxy was snuffed out. The true emperor survives to continue to ruin the beloved franchise.
Amen.
She's too prideful. She'll never leave on a loss or admit that she's losing. Huge thanks for Star Wars for bringing it back to life. Oh, Andor and Mando season two. No, come on, bro. Get off of that. I'm gonna keep going.
No, season two was pretty decent. Season three was what was
The fall off.
the hot mess. You know.
Ooh, I don't blame Kathleen Kennedy or any of the people involved with these Star Wars projects. I think the problem is Star Wars fans. They're so toxic.
Why are we toxic? Why are we toxic just because we want quality? Why are we toxic just because we don't take the bull crap? Why are we toxic because we want, you know, what we want? You know, you
It's
can
just
experiment.
consistency. It's
Consistency, you know, we want quality, we want thoughtfulness, we want, you know, God forbid, a consistent lore would be nice. We definitely want no more goddamn Ahsoka. That'd be
no.
great. Can we just not with the Ahsoka
This
everywhere?
guy, this guy's name is James Kennedy.
Oh, that makes sense. That
She
makes
has
sense.
more lives than Emperor Palpatine.
Yes. Definitely does. So with that being said, we're expecting her to leave this year. However, Deadline reports in an interview with Kathleen Kennedy, she says, "I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies." At the same time, she acknowledged that she won't always be a president of Lucasfilm. So they leaked this somehow, and she fires back saying, "I ain't going anywhere." Or is it she? Or is she saying? Or is she being facetious by saying, "I'm not retiring. I'm never retiring from making movies." She didn't say, "I'm not retiring. I will never retire from Lucasfilm." So maybe she really is still leaving, and she said that in spite because
Yeah,
of all
maybe.
the cheering that was going on when people saw that. Now I take this as a with a grace of whatever. What is it called?
Grain of
Salt,
salt.
grain of salt. Because they've been saying this for years that she's fired, she's getting ready, she's getting fired. Let me ask you a question. She's had more failures and more inconsistencies and more things, um, more movies fall by the wayside and more, you know, bad press. Why was she still there? What do you think she has on Disney? She must know where the bodies are buried. She has to know where the bodies are buried. Because how do you fail that consistently? At managing what was supposed to be a really lucrative brand and still be there and still be allowed to continue to mess up and still be allowed to continue to mess up. The only thing she has, she started with a bang with Force Awakens. Besides The Mandalorian, which also was in the beginning, everything else has been pretty much a failure. Everything
Yeah.
else.
And then
Consistently. And she's
and
still
then
there.
she has an upcoming Mandalorian movie,
Yeah.
and Sean Levy is directing while she's producing. a Star Wars movie that's starring Ryan Gosling.
Allegedly. And there's, of course, there's the Ray movie that is or is not happening. That's supposed to be after. And they're supposed to be making episodes 9, no, 10, 11, 12, allegedly.
Yeah, there supposedly there's a what
Well, I don't know
the
how. There's no more Skywalkers.
another trilogy or two in the works.
There's no more Skywalkers.
Well,
So
that's why it's supposed to be based on Rey because it's supposed to move beyond the Skywalkers and introduce something else.
that's not what the episodes are. The episodes are about the Skywalkers. If you want to do that, you go back to the a Star Wars story.
Hmm.
Or you don't call it episodes, call it the New Jedi Order, call it whatever else you want to call it, like they
Yeah,
did.
call it Star Wars
I
something
would
new.
love it. I would love it if they would bring in the Yuuzhan Vong. There's still time to bring that. Bring the Yuuzhan Vong because that was compelling and use the material and that's it. Or combine Heir to the Empire with Yuuzhan Vong and God forbid you have to team up with Admiral Thrawn to combat the Yuuzhan Vong. That'd be kind of cool. Why not? But
Yeah, but they won't do that.
no, they won't do that. So I guess again, this is gonna be a short episode because that's why we're here. But do you think, with all this being said, and the roller coaster ride that is Kathleen Kennedy, not Kathleen Kennedy, Kathleen Kennedy, not Kathleen Kennedy, is Star Wars dead? Is the franchise dead? Can it recover?
Um, I think it's dead with the Skywalkers. Um, I believe you can bring it back if you introduce something new. Like again, like we just said, Star Wars, no more episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, whatever. Star Wars, blah, 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 something new. You, you can keep the same universe. You can do all that stuff or whatever. You can flash forward into the future or flash forward into the past where the old Republic was involved, but something different rather than let's keep the Skywalker series alive. It's dead. Leave it alone. Like I don't know why they keep circling around this.
I agree and I disagree. Part of me says the franchise is dead. You have alienated or ostracized the old fans. You have failed to gain a critical mass of new fans to follow the story, and it's just too much bad blood. But then part of me says that there's two ways. There's only two ways to save this. One, give what's left of the fans what they want. Go and do an Old Republic faithful adaptation of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Do 3, 4, 5, 6 movies. Do a whole thing in Knights of the Old Republic, but be faithful to the Old Republic. Do Revan's story. Do the whole. Do give us the Sith War. Give us
Yeah,
some. Just
speaking of Revan, the whole rumor that Keanu Reeves is supposed to be Revan, like what happens? That would have been
that would have
huge,
been.
huge,
I mean, I can't explain it. I mean, he
huge.
did a good test run with Shadow. So
I don't
yeah,
understand. You
he would
had
have
a
been.
big thing right there.
Yep, yep. Um, do that or let the franchise sleep. Leave it alone. Don't put out anything for 5 to 10 years. Give it that time so people forget and forgive. Kind of like how it happened. So okay, so the prequels weren't that great, right? And but the Clone Wars did well, but that was really about it. No movies for years. And then they said, okay, we're bringing episode 7, and you saw how everybody turned out for that because they were curious, they wanted to see what was going on, and they forgave the prequels. You got to give it some time, 5 to 10 years. I mean, I'm talking about no Disney Plus, no nothing. Leave. Maybe you can do some specials, whatever you want to do. Leave it alone. Maybe focus on 1 or 2 TV series, and that's it.
Yeah,
One or
because
two long running.
there was a lot of releases just on that last trilogy alone because you had
Yeah.
series, you had specials, you had
Yep.
shows, you had the movies. It was pretty much just uh Star Wars what do they call it? Exhaustion.
Yeah. Well, I
It
mean,
was too
I don't
much.
believe in fatigue. I don't believe in franchise
There you go.
fatigue because people
Fatigue.
will keep, if that's true, people wouldn't be watching shows on TV for season after season after season after season. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's any such thing as franchise fatigue. That's just an excuse when the numbers go down. Because again, you would never be able to sustain a long running TV series or sitcom if a fatigue could happen to it in a fan base. If they like it, they want more. That's just the reality of it. If they don't like it, they're not going to want more. It's a consumer driven economy, which is what entertainment is. So I don't believe in fatigue. So I'm going to throw that shit right out there. If it's good content, we want it, we want it, we want it, we want more. You know, when Star Wars first came out, I was loving the fact that it was Star Wars, Marvel, Star Wars, Marvel. They were interchangeable, and every month or so, when one ended, one started. When one, I was feeling great. Then it began being really shitty. So no, there's no fatigue. They need to take a break, or they need to suck it up. They need to apologize, and they need to go and give the fans exactly what's left of them, exactly what they want. Either you go straight to the Old Republic and you give them three movies and some series set in the Old Republic, and you are faithful. I'm talking about faithful, no stunt casting, faithful to it, and you produce some really good Andor type shit there, or you let the series go dormant for 5 to 10 years, plan out some really good stuff for the future, bring it back, and you'll get something. But as of right now, the way they're going, it's not going to work out. And I'm telling you, Mandalorian and Grogu is probably going to bomb.
Yep.
It's probably going to bomb
Because
because
I just it doesn't make any sense to me how you bomb all of these movies, you come out with a series like Andor and Mandalorian season 1 and 2 that are bangers, and then Boba Fett sucks,
mhm.
Ahsoka sucks,
Oh my God,
Obi-Wan sucks.
Obi-Wan didn't suck. Obi-Wan was an absolute travesty. It was the most disappointing thing since The Last Jedi. I can't say everything else sucked, but the Obi-Wan was
Disappointing.
such a tragic tale. It was it was just disappointing. It hurt. You know, it's one of those things. You know that meme where I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. And usually you're supposed to feel worse when somebody feels disappointed in you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's terrible. I'm just disappointed. I'm so disappointed in that. You know, and it's funny because the only Star Wars that I've rewatched was season 1 and season 2 of The Mandalorian and Andor. I've never rewatched any of that other stuff. I just can't. You know, I watched it. I hate watched a lot of it, but you know, but it's just awful. You need to let it lie. And those are like that, in my opinion, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. Listen to me. You know, one of two options: faithful adaptation of Knights of the Old Republic, 3 movies, and so and you if you want to do Disney Plus series, do it set in Knights of the Old Republic, faithful, no DEI, no race swapping, no representation, none of that. Just do it the way it's supposed to be done. You will
Well,
get back.
technically you can't race swap in Star Wars because, aliens and stuff. They're all different colors.
Well, okay, color swap. I have no idea, but don't do that. Well, Revan is human, so you
Yeah.
know. Then again, I wouldn't mind if it was no. It's just Elba is too old. Who else would make a good Revan if they would decided to race swap? I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know.
um,
But I could see Keanu Reeves not because he's a great actor, because he's not, but because he's done that stoic, reluctant hero thing in The Matrix. He just has to play Neo all over again. That's what it
yeah,
is. He
pretty
has,
much.
because I know Revan's backstory. Just tell that story. Don't know curveballs. Just do it. Do it really well. And give us like 1,000 Siths fighting 1,000 Jedi. That's something we haven't seen. We've seen 1,000, Jedi's fighting, droids, but give us like the craziest battles between a whole bunch of Sith and a whole bunch of I think we've only ever seen what, maybe two red lightsabers at any given moment and on screen. Can you imagine 20, 30, 100? Give us that.
Well,
You would hit
technically, with the lore, there's only supposed to be an apprentice and a master.
it right, but not Knights of the Old Republic. Knights of the Old Republic, there's many Siths. You know what I'm saying? There's a Sith
Oh
Legion
yeah, because that started with
with
which one?
Pla no.
Plagueis did.
No, not Plagueis. No. Darth
One of them.
Bane.
One of them started that.
Darth
Yeah.
Bane's rule of two, right? That's after the infighting with the and they also started killing each other and whatever bullcrap. Do that. There's plenty of stuff to do that back there that has nothing to do with the sequel trilogy and it's far away from the you don't have to plant any seeds
Mm.
to then it's just part of the story and do that or let it lie. But you know they're not going to leave it alone for 5, 10 years. They
Nope.
just won't. So then that's the only option you guys got, Lucasfilm. Go there and do a faithful adaptation. You will hit bank. 3 movie trilogy, Knights of the Old Republic, and supplemental series to put on Disney Plus, set in that timeline. Bam, you got it.
And
You're done.
and that's what trips me out is because Disney owns Lucasfilm,
Yeah,
yet Look, they're clearly not learning anything that Disney's doing because Disney's doing all this stupid. They're bringing their live action every past movie that we had that we watched growing up, which bomb, of course, but
They don't bomb. They don't bomb though.
most of
They
them
do.
do.
Which one's bombed? Lion King hit. I mean, Mufasa bombed. That
Yeah,
bombed. But that's not a that's
Aladdin
a.
was horrible.
But it didn't bomb. It made money. Aladdin was Aladdin. Al- The live action. Let me tell you right now. I don't know if I told you guys this, and I did to you guys this a long time ago. Did I? You remember what I said, right? I watched
Mhm.
Aladdin, and never before had I ever watched a movie where I was like this the
Grumpy,
entire
grumpy
time.
the whole movie. I hated it. I hated it.
Man, I had my arms crossed and I was deep sighing the entire movie. I have never, not even The Last Jedi, did I do that. The Last Jedi was more of like a kind of moment.
What are we watching?
Aladdin? Dude, it was.
Oh, the Little Mermaid, also horrible.
I never watched it. I couldn't do it to myself.
I had to, obviously, father of daughters. Um, horrible. Listen, and I have
But it
nothing
didn't bomb.
against
It made
uh,
money.
but they are because they're Disney. Of
Correct.
course, they're gonna
But
make mo the
Mufasa
money, but
bombed. Mufasa bombed finally. And Snow White should bomb. I
it's
hope it
going to
bombs.
bomb. Which and then oh no, that's Oz. Wicked did really good, but I don't think that was Disney. Um,
Wicked was supposed to bomb because of all the crap that happened.
oh, and then you got what's coming up? That's not Disney either. Never mind. I was gonna say How to Train Your Dragon live action.
I saw that. I saw that trailer while I was on the plane. I was like, oh snap. Too bad I
Beauty
never
and the
really
Beast bombed.
that didn't no it didn't. It did not. With Emma Watson?
Emma Watson. They're supposed to do
Emma call me.
they're supposed to do a live action Moana movie. Um,
Yes, I did see that, and that's
uh,
gonna be. But I never cared much for you. You know what? The most of Moana that I cared about was when I was at the club and in the Philippines, and they put on one of the Moana songs, and I don't know. Yeah, but yeah,
that's
yeah.
weird.
No, but it's not, how's it any more weird? Remember when Baby Shark was the shit? They put
Yeah.
Baby Shark. That was on in the clubs. I remember when I don't know which club I was at, and Baby Shark dude did. It was like, yeah.
Oh, what about Mulan? The live action Mulan. I don't know how
Did
that
that
did.
bomb? That did
I don't
bomb.
know.
That bombed. That
But I
bombed.
didn't hear anything about it, so it's probably bombed.
That bombed.
And
And it was
then you
very
had
critiqued.
then you had Peter Pan and Wendy.
That was on Disney Plus though, wasn't it? That didn't go to the theaters.
Yeah, probably.
That was
Yeah,
Disney
it was
Plus,
a
and
Disney Plus
yeah
one.
that didn't do very well. Pinocchio didn't do very well either.
No.
On Disney Plus.
They made a live action Lady and the Tramp? How? Why?
On Disney Plus. Yep. I
Oh
didn't watch
my
that either.
God. Jungle
Yeah.
Cruise with The Rock? Horrible.
Yeah. But that wasn't like that was whatever. So yeah,
Uh,
it's a hot mess. But I mean, so what do you I mean, besides what I said, you know, for final thoughts about
if you
Star Wars,
wanna,
Kathleen Kennedy.
yeah, if you wanna try like we're here screaming, try something different. If you
Mhm.
wanna, um, if you wanna, what do you call it? Damn, I can't think of my words today.
No, that's right.
Um, if you want to bring yourself back to everybody's good graces,
Hmm.
take a page out of Disney's book. You have a whole bunch of lore from the past before Skywalker, before yeah,
Hmm.
so much. Revisit that. Make some films on that, like we just said earlier. Go backwards. Backwards
Yeah,
from
backwards.
start from the back and then go forwards, whatever. Stay
We
away
like it from the
from
back. Family podcast.
I like the view from back there. Um
I like turtles.
I like turtles. But you got so much stuff in the past that hasn't been revisited that you want to grasp the attention of like new people, new fans or whatever.
Hmm.
I'm sure half of them don't even know about any of the shit from the past. So bring it up, do
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
and just
I
stay
agree
true to
about
it,
that
like you
too. I
said.
agree about that as well.
Yeah, so just do it because I'm sure all the new fans from today they look at Star Wars and they look at these sucky ass trilogies and they're just like, this is trash. I don't want nothing to do with Star Wars. What the hell is this? And then they watch like um what is it? The Clone Wars on Disney and they're like, oh okay, maybe it's somewhat decent. And then they go watch something else like what was the other? the one that was bad. Was it Resistance? It wasn't Resistance. Uh, maybe the snippets, the stories, the damn, I can't think of the names because they were horrible. The Jedi stories and
Hmm.
the yeah, they'll look at that and they'll be like, eh, but they don't know anything about the past. All of us that have watched it, read all of the old stuff are like, give us something. We're hungry. We want
Hmm.
this. And I'm sure the new fans will be like, oh, this is actually an interesting storyline. Oh, this is why this is this way.
Hmm.
Because you watch Star Wars and like, okay, but why was the rule in two in place? Like,
Hmm.
how did that happen? They're diving
That they
into it
could do
after
that.
the
You're
fact.
right. You're right. They could actually use Knights of the Old Republic as a way to dovetail into the rule of two and how the rule of two ultimately led to the revenge of the Sith and getting
Hmm.
the Jedi knocked out. That'd be cool. That'd be a good
Yeah,
way to
like
look at it. You know what I'm saying?
there's so much that they can do, and it's right there. So Disney, please,
Get it together.
you're probably not listening or watching to us, but
Nobody is.
we're trying. Um, this is a great idea. Like, fuck, hire me, I'll write it. Not really. I'm just gonna plagiarize it. But
Mm-hmm, hmm
but
hmm
yeah, stay away from all the new stuff. Whatever you're trying to do now, you're trying to be, and I hate to say this, but she's trying to be inclusive and bring all these other characters that don't do it like Disney did with Echo. Stop. Stop. Go backwards, start in
No,
the past, move forward.
no,
Don't do it. No,
no.
don't
All
do it.
right, so we're gonna wrap it up because I gotta get going and moving it on. But I'm glad we got a little recording in here. I don't know when we'll be back, but we will be back. But ah, Shameless Promotions, where can they find you to know that we're still alive while we wait to continue recording?
I am Man 17093 everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, IG, Snapchat, TikTok. Is there more? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anywhere. And I'm also still pushing all the live updates or live-ish updates on all of our pages.
that he is.
So
That's the only reason why the brand is still alive because of this man. Because I sure as hell do not cockadoodle uh do any of that stuff. I don't have time for that stuff. But you can find
I'm
me.
trying my best.
You're doing really well because that's the only time I remember. Oh yeah, there is a Geek Bros brand. Um, You can find me Viberev Studios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS. I'm active with my stories, but you'll see more travel stuff as I am now focusing more on my travel vlog. I am a travel vlogger now with 10 destinations that I'm waiting to edit. Philippines begins it, Philippines ends season one. Season one is completely filmed. Now I have to edit that all. Yes, I will edit Geek Bro stuff before and in between the episodes, but I'll look forward to that. It's called Boots on the Ground. Uh, one word, Boots
Oh,
on the Ground.
speaking of boots on the ground,
Yes.
if you pay attention, there's going to be a really good announcement. Vibe's going to get married.
What?
His name is
What?
the Lady Boy.
Oh
Anyways,
yes. Very, very beautiful. Listen, I am inclusive and I'm open-minded. You should be too. Yeah, check it
hey,
out.
I'm allowing it to happen.
Yeah, you are. So we have boots on the ground. It's my new thing. I'll tell you guys more about it, and you'll see more about it when thing. There is a TikTok, there is a Instagram page, there is a YouTube. So boots on the ground, one word, travel vlog, and it's there. I have a teaser that's been up there for a couple months, and I'm going to begin editing. But of course, this footage is filmed on a little bit of cell phone and a little bit on and a lot of it on GoPro. So this situation here isn't isn't editing 4K footage like that. It's not gonna do it. So I need to wait. But it's gonna be good times. It's gonna be rough because I've only ever edited one travel vlog before. So check it out. But other than that, so you'll see me on Viberev Studios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS. That's on IG, Twitter, Instagram. I did say Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, stuff like that. You can find us, the Geek Bros, on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Geek Bros with a zero, GEEKBR0S. Email us. I haven't been checking the email. Are you still accessing the email or no?
I still access it, and actually, I keep getting notifications saying that there's mail waiting for me, and I haven't looked at it in a while.
Well, we'll start looking at it again. Email us, geekbros with a zero, GEEKB or 0S at yahoo.com. Tell us anything, and of course, we'll read it. You know, we used to read the comments and stuff that are on here. mostly from this guy here. But yeah, just give us comments. We'll be back. I promise. Of course, we have our Facebook, facebook.com/geekbros0, and weebgeekspc.com, the first place
First
to
place.
hear us whenever we record. And youtube.com @geekbros0. You'll see the entire Geek Bros catalog from start to finish, phase 1, 2, and whatever 3 was supposed to be. And you'll see all the new content coming up there. Hopefully, we'll have new Ready Player Geek Bros, because that's the only thing Geek Bros brand related that I actually really, really enjoy making. And so hopefully that we'll start doing that again soon back on our Twitch and bring it out there.
Listen,
Uh,
I like I said, I have a room,
mhm.
everything's set up there. However, that was put on standby because my youngest is actually her birthday's next week, so that's the
Oh,
focus.
what are we doing?
You'll be out of town, sir. You said that at the
What are
top of
we
this podcast.
what are we doing in spirit?
And that's actually what I missed about what I was geeking out this week. I can't believe I forgot that. I'm sorry. Um, Daddy loves you. It's a Powerpuff Girls theme.
Oh my God, yes.
And yeah, there's
Yes.
I got a Mojo Jojo shirt. I'm not wearing the top hat. It's too hot outside for that. And yeah, it's a lot of Powerpuff stuff.
Dude, I would have dressed up as him just for the optics.
And you know what? That would have further
But
further laid rest
yes.
to any of my suspicions about your lady boyhoodism.
Yes. Listen, trust me. Oh man, that's great. I love the Powerpuff Girls. Oh man.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's another thing
No,
I'm
but you
geeking about
should
this week. I
why
forgot
you should
about.
have dressed up as Professor Utonium because you created them.
They I gave them a little bit of spice and a little
Yes,
bit
yeah, I
extra
know, I know, I
nice.
know you did. I know you did.
And the funny thing is, when their mother and I were talking about like what we were dressed up as or whatever,
Mhm.
she told them because she's just a mean person. She said your dad should be Mojo Jojo. So, of course, she put me as the Mojo Jojo the monkey, and my daughter's like, no, 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 he should be Professor Plutonium, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's my daughters. They love
See?
me. I was like,
Yep.
ha. So
There was a I don't know if you saw me post it on Facebook, but it was this is a daughter's love. And I said I changed my mind again, again, again. I want a daughter. So basically what happened was is it was a father, a daughter, and a mom. And they all had like
oh
that
yeah,
plate
I saw
covering,
that.
and
Yeah.
they pick it up, and she had a burger and the mom had a burger, and the dad did not have a burger. And so the daughter looked at him, took the mom's burger, put the mom's burger on his plate, and then hugged up on him. And I said, yes! And he was cracking up, you know? And that's what I'm talking about. So that's, I'm saying a daughter's love, I'll never have a daughter. It's not going to happen. It never will happen. Sorry for me. But that's it. So anyway, that's it for Geeking the Geek Bros podcast. Remember, Geek Me Out still sound. It's good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.